Still recording?
Yep.
Okay.
I bought myself a lifetime of you asking me if I remembered to hit record.
Hey, man, just because it happened twice.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time that happened, I'd have 2 nickels, which just doesn't sound like a much, but it's weird that it happened twice. We're going to talk about Frankenstein today. In fact, we're going to talk about Frankenstein again today. If today's episode seems like a little bit rehearsed, we've told you we don't plan anything. We also don't rehearse anything. But when yours truly forgets to hit record and we record an entire episode, don't record an entire episode, I look at it as rehearsal. So we're well rehearsed today. And we're going to talk about Frankenstein. I read it. Paul DNF'd it. He'll talk about why he DNF'd it. I'll tell you kind of my take on the book. You know who never forgets to hit record? Nick at Book Graveyard. And we were on his channel with Ebes. So we were with him and Tim from Secret Fire Books.
Yeah, some men call him that.
Jake from Pulp Mortem.
Yeah.
And it was a live stream. And if y'all, affectionately known as the elusive exclusive book society, Ebes, if you didn't see the live stream, go watch the rerun.
Yeah, I'll put the link down below. And if you're here because of it, welcome aboard.
Yeah, welcome aboard. If you're here because of it, then you know what you're in for. And you can't blame us.
They knew the risks.
Yeah, but they're great. Those guys are great. Watch their channels. Go subscribe to their channels and stuff too. So you DNF'd this work of art.
Yeah, I only DNF'd Frankenstein because one of the difficulties of plotting things out with BookTube is I'm easily distracted. I'm like the squirrel in Up. Well, I went down a rabbit hole the other day when I found out that Disney Plus has Something Wicked This Way Comes on it, and I was watching it because I had never seen it. And as I'm watching it, I'm thinking it reminds me of a lot of movies based on someone else's books who is extremely popular. And I was wondering, I wonder if maybe this person who is extremely popular, one of the most popular authors ever, possibly was heavily inspired by Something Wicked This Way Comes. So I managed to track down a copy of it at the library. Not my library, because my library is full of nothing but James Patterson novels. So I found it at the next town over, thanks to my good buddy Glenn. He managed to snag the library copy of it for me. And I'm about a quarter of the way through it. It reads really easy because it's Bradbury. That's not to say he writes on a 4th grade level. He's poetic. It goes down like water. So next week, I'm hoping to have this done and put a cap on spooky season by talking about Something Wicked This Way Comes and how it's possible this book may have inspired somebody's extremely popular career.
A lot of people like Ray Bradbury.
Yeah. Obviously, especially Rachel Bloom.
Boom, boom, psh. All right, so this is my version of Frankenstein. It is the polar bear version.
Was it Arcturus Press?
Yeah.
They're the same people that put out this cool collection of H.P. Lovecraft. Because as I've said before, when you start buying Lovecraft books, you start buying all the Lovecraft books you can find. I'm pretty sure Arcturus is the one that put this one out. This is the one I had in the live stream. Jake also had a copy of it.
This one was printed in the UK, so it's an import, in 2023. Famously, AP literature classes, when high school seniors take that, they always get a copy of the book, right? And
Hmm.
I'll bet there are a lot of these at various Goodwills and half price bookses and that kind of thing. And my daughter is a senior. She's taking AP literature, and we've talked about the book a fair bit. And she's having as much trouble getting through it as I always have.
Hmm.
I've DNF'd this thing a bunch of times. What a few things got me through it this time. One was talking to her about it because she was bringing home, like when they would talk about it in class, she would say, okay, and here's what we talked about today, and this is what's going on. And I never was able to get past the opening, the basically the part where there's this guy writing to his sister, and he's like, hey, I
Hmm.
want to go on adventures. And he gets on a boat and heads north, and he ends
As
up
was
in
the
the
style
Arctic.
of the time. Yeah.
The writing the letter thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I always got confused. It was like, and then I saw a creature on a bobsled or whatever those things are called, those dog sled things in the Arctic, right? And
Whatever
then
they call those dog sleds.
whatever they call those dog sled things. And then he sees this guy and he saves this guy from the, and I'm like, wait a minute. I would always get confused. Like, which one is Frankenstein? And so it helped me get through it when she explained what was going on there. It also helped me get through it because I found an audio version and I
Ah,
listened to it, and
that'll do it.
that got me through it. And BookTube got me through it because I knew we were going to talk about it, and I wanted to get through it for the first
Hmm.
time ever. And I think we were ruined on this book early in our lives because the movies, the TV shows, the popular images that you see, first of all, we all thought Frankenstein was the creature, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
Second of all, we thought the climax was when the creature is created. And we thought there was this, the whole story centers around the creation of the creature, and then the creature goes out, and I guess that's more the instigating event. And then the creature goes out and causes mayhem. So Act
Hmm.
One is create the creature. Act Two, creature creates mayhem. Act Three, they track down and kill the creature, right? That's not this book at all. Like, it's not even a little bit this book. So once the, Dr. Frankenstein starts to tell his story. So if you're going to read this book, this may help you a little bit. It helped me. What's going on in the beginning is basically, as Paul points out, it's just a mechanism to get us into the story.
Yeah.
The guy that goes on the adventures, he's writing the letter to his sister, rescues Dr. Frankenstein. His mama called him doctor. His daddy called him doctor. I'm going to call him doctor. I don't know if he was actually a doctor. I don't think he actually finished
Yeah,
medical
I don't.
school.
Yeah, I don't know how that even works because he's always bearing this and bearing that and doctor this and doctor that. So we don't. I don't think it's clear. Of course, I haven't read the book. Maybe maybe had I effed it, it would have
This
it would be
effing
more
book.
clear.
Yeah.
F that
Um,
book.
but once I got through it, I found it to be beautiful. It's a
Mm.
beautiful book. It's the prose. It's the purplest of prose. Or Frankenstein, the modern purple prose. But listening to it helped because there was a guy with a good, like, he did the character voices and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When he spoke for the creature, it was kind of like this, and I was like, man, that's cool. I love
I
that
always
creature.
like it in audiobooks when like a man will like have to do like the feminine lilt, and it
Yeah,
and it
yeah,
it's kind of weird.
yeah, yeah. They do the sort of like this. It's funny. We could be voice actors. Dearest, dearest
We-
John.
Well, we were voice actors for
It's
a
true.
while during
Yeah,
the
we
pandemic.
did a few of those.
Yeah.
Did a few of those audio plays.
Hmm.
All right, so Dr.
And
Frankenstein.
actually we included Frankenstein.
Oh,
Yeah.
can I do
Anyway,
Frank? If we do it again, can I be Frankenstein? This monster.
sure.
Okay, so Frankenstein is the guy that creates the creature.
Hmm.
That's you kind of get still kind of in the first part of the book. He creates the creature, and it's just like an afterthought. He's just like interested in what causes life and how biology and chemistry and physics all fit together. And part of it is 1700s, like the first industrial revolution and the Enlightenment and all that's going on. So it's probably reflective of the time. Um, but he lives in an apartment in Ingolstadt and just creates, or maybe in Switzerland. I can't remember where he was when he created the creature, but he just lives in an apartment and creates this creature. He's not in this castle on top of a mountain, ragged, jagged cliffs in Transylvania. He's just like, I don't know, a spare bedroom in his apartment. He creates the creature and immediately hates it. He's like, oh, what have I done? I don't like this thing at all. But there's nothing he can do because it's like superhuman strength and wily, and he's slippery. Like he can get away. One day he leaves the apartment, comes back, creature's gone. He's like, whew, now I can get on with my life, right? Creature's gone. So then he goes off to college for like 6 years. And his dad's like, you got to come back home, like now, because your brother's been murdered. His little brother, like his little, I don't know how old he was, 10 maybe, is murdered. And he comes back home. And when he comes back home, he sees the creature. And he's like, oh, shit. I think I know who killed my little brother. But he can't tell anybody because nobody would believe him. And they would probably put him in the madhouse if he told them.
I know who killed my brother, the creature that I created in my apartment.
Yeah. Remember when you all that noise and I was yelling, it's alive. Yeah, that was me creating a creature. Cat's trying to get in.
Oh.
And so somehow this really close family friend, they find a bit of jewelry on her. It's like a locket that the kid had been wearing when he was murdered. So she immediately is put on trial for the murder of the kid and gets put to death. Meanwhile, Frankenstein knows she didn't do it. He knows who did it, but he can't tell anybody. And he can't tell anybody. He tells her he knows she didn't do it, but he can't tell her why. So he's heartbroken because now 2 people are dead that were close to him. And he knows ultimately he was responsible for their deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So he runs up into the mountains.
As one does.
And runs into the creature. And now we get to hear the creature's story. So you got the boat situation, finds him, he tells his story in which he creates a creature. Then you get a murder mystery, which was kind of cool. I liked it. Like who did it, right? I'm sure most people just read it and go, well, of course the creature did it. But I'm like, did he really? And why did he do it? What's going on here, right? So now the next bit, you get to hear the creature story, and you get a lot of this. You get a lot of the creature talking. And he talks, and he's really smart and eloquent. I really liked the creature. And by the way, he is really smart. He didn't know how to talk. He didn't know how to do anything. And when he ran away from the place, he went to another country, and he found this family that was, just living out in the countryside. And he couldn't approach them because he would scare them because apparently he was ugly. And in this book, they ugly shame you.
It was a different time.
He was the opposite of you got the Munsters or the Addams Family, and is it the Munsters or Addams Family or both, where regular, like the people who aren't monsters, they think they're ugly?
Both.
Okay.
But it's funnier with the Addams Family because other than like Cousin It, they're just normal looking people that just like to wear goth clothes.
Yeah. Oh, Morticia. Yeah. Anyway. All right. So he watches this family from afar. He actually does little chores for them. So they're like, oh, something's happening that our chores are getting done, but all us having to do things.
They think they got a kobold or something probably because that was a thing. You got to give it a sweet treat or it's going to mess up your house.
Kobold. Isn't that a D&D monster?
Yeah, but the D&D monster is completely made up of its own thing. In fact, most people don't even know what the hell it is. Is it a dragon? Is it a dog? What is it?
And it does chores for you around your house.
Well, if you whip it, because D&D kobolds are nasty.
Oh, yeah. I want me a kobold.
Mythological folklore kobolds are only nasty if you're nasty to them. So,
I'm like Veruca Salt now. I want a kobold. I want a kobold now.
oh, I guarantee they'd torture her.
Then the old man is blind, so the creature figures he'll go talk to the old man, charm him so that he can then introduce him, because all he wants is connection. He craves connection. He's really smart. He's learned to talk. He's learned to read. He's learned a couple of different languages. He's read all about human history. By the way, he's not impressed. And then he's like, totally, he's like, you guys are awful to each other. Jeez. He's like,
I mean, all I did was kill a kid. I mean, you guys are
and
terrible.
And he hasn't even done that yet.
Yeah.
He's like, why don't you just be nice to each other? So he just craves connection, right? And he's super mad at his creator for not giving him that or not teaching him how to get that. He did nothing. He just made him and turned him loose, right? So he does approach the blind man, and he's getting close to charming him to the point where, I don't mean charming, he's just trying to befriend him and ask for his assistance in getting to know the rest of his family who can see, right? Well, just before he gets to the point where he's going to ask him for help, the other people show up and freak out. And they start trying to kill him, and he's like, I could have killed them, but I didn't want to. I love these people, but I had to run away, right? He ran away and decided he wasn't going to try again, right? I'm an outcast. I can never be friends with humans because I'm too ugly or whatever.
He's like me post 2020.
Yeah. So he goes back to the town where he was created, and that's when Frankenstein sees him, right? At some point. But he finds Frankenstein's little brother. Yes, he did kill him. So it turns out he was so mad at Frankenstein, he's like, I'm going to pay him back with some misery of his own. I'm not only going to kill this kid, but I'm going to frame his really close friend so that she gets put to death for it as well. I don't know. I can't know the creature's state of mind, but I'm not sure that's would have been my first thought. Is let me commit some murder here, because that'll show him.
Yeah.
Steal something
about maybe, or do a little bit of vandalism.
Yeah, a little vandalism. Break his favorite watch. I don't know.
Right in the bathroom stall, for a good time, write to and put Frankenstein's address.
For a good time, write a long, flowery, poetic letter. Okay, so Frankenstein's like super pissed now because he's like, you just admitted what you did, and it's awful. And the monster, or the creature's like, yes, but you do this thing for me, and I'll stop, and you'll never hear from me again. Like many Germans will do in the future, I will move to Argentina and stay away from people.
Yes, you'll never see us again.
And well, after a whole bunch of talking, Frankenstein agrees. He's like, what is it you want me to do? I want you to make me a wife. It's like, all right, I can make you a wife. The bride of Frankenstein, right? I will make you a wife. She will have big hair, and there will be like a white streak that looks like a bolt of lightning.
She'll look
and
like
she'll be
Madeline
played by
Kahn.
Madeline Kahn. Yes. All right, so he agrees to do it. He gets all the stuff together. Oh, he said, if you don't do it, if you don't make me a wife, I will. And he took like 5 pages to say, I will make your life miserable.
He's had time to think about it.
Yeah, it's true. And he's really smart. All right, Frankenstein gathers up all of his supplies and gets a body. I don't remember where he got the body, but he gets a body, and he's like getting ready to do it, and gets cold feet at the last minute. He's like, hold on a second. What if I make this wife and he doesn't keep his side of the bargain and decides to make my life miserable? Now he's got another person to help him make my life miserable and probably make other people's lives miserable. I can't do that. I've already done it once, and look how it turned out. I'm not going to do it again. The monster's like, or the creature's like, I told you what I would do. On your wedding day, I will be there. Plus a bunch of other horrible stuff. Again, it took 5 pages to say it, but so yeah, fast forward, he makes his life totally miserable. Kills his best friend, kills his dad, kills his, spoiler alert, kills his fiance, well, newly wedded bride, and just, well, frames him for the murder of his friend. So he has to like escape from prison or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or gets out of prison somehow in Ireland. Like somehow he ended up in Ireland. This is another thing that the book can be confusing, is like he's just all over the place. And he made his life miserable. And then after the final blow, which was killing his wife, he comes to him and says, I am satisfied. So his appetite for revenge had been sated.
Mm.
And Frankenstein's like, I'm not satisfied. That's what his voice is going to be. I am satisfied. I will leave you alone now. Just don't follow me. Well, I'm not satisfied. I'm going to kill you. You can't kill me. I'm strong and fast. But I will, because my hate has no, wait, hell hath no fury like a Frankenstein scorned. I wonder if that's
Pretty
what he
sure that's
sounded like.
verbatim, isn't it?
It'd be weird if he sounded like that. Well, Frankenstein takes off. The creature takes off, and Frankenstein chases after him. And he runs all the way to the Arctic. And Frankenstein chases him all the way to the Arctic. And then he finally loses him after Frankenstein, the creature, like cuts this ice floe, like the ice that Frankenstein's on. He just like chips away at it until it just like floats away. And now Frankenstein's there on this ice floe, just kind of hanging out like, oh no, I guess
Like
I'm going to starve to death.
Rudolph and Herbie the dentist are on the floating. Yeah.
Exactly. Right. And that brings us full circle. This is when the guy from the beginning, that's when we first met him. He sees the creature headed off, and he's picks up Dr. Frankenstein. Dr. Frankenstein dies, tells him his story, dies. Creature comes back to kind of do his final farewells, to which this guy's like freaked out. He's like, well, I guess it was all true. And Frankenstein's dying wish to this guy, by the way, was, promise me, you will kill him for me. The guy's kind of like, you can't really say no to a dying guy, I guess. So he's like, yeah, whatever. So the creature, wink, yeah. Yeah, it's like, if this thing is even really real. I mean, I saw a thing, but it could have just been some dude on one of those dog sled things. Anyway, so the creature comes back. It's like this much of the book is the creature's final soliloquy. And the guy's like, well, I did promise I'd kill you. And the creature's like, time to go. Jumps out of the boat and is gone. Just gone. And, the guy's like, well, that was weird. And that's this book.
Well, all right then. Having finished it, on a scale of 4 and 3 and 2 and 1, how would you rate Frankenstein?
I'm going to say 3.5.
Oh, okay.
It's got to be over 3 because, it's Frankenstein. It is.
Right.
But also, it's so beautiful. It's just like, if you can get one of those ice chisels and chip your way through the purple prose and just kind of immerse yourself. It's like this guy's life was made so miserable by this creature.
And by this creature, but through his own
choosing. Through his own hand, right?
Yeah.
He created the means for his own demise. And you just get this feel like he had this life lined up. Like he knew who he was going to marry from when he was little, and his family had money, and he had station in life, and he was going to go be a doctor, a respectable member of society. They would have kids, and their kids would have kids, and he was just going to have this idyllic life, right? And it all went to shit.
The moral, I guess, would be, having not read the book, maybe, love your kids, man.
Love your kids.
Be a good
Hug
dad.
Your kids.
Take them to the ballpark.
Yeah. Yeah, if he had done that, like that's what the creature was like. part of his ending soliloquy was like, everybody talks about Frankenstein's misery, but nobody talks about mine. Like, I am alone in this world and I can't connect to anybody or anything.
Mm.
Uh, just, and he tries to get you to see his misery. And I think you're basically the real monster is Frankenstein,
Yes.
not the creature.
Right.
Frankenstein creates this thing and abandons it
Mm-hmm.
without a thought to its happiness.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like not like you get the blind guy to teach him how to play catch, because
Catch, I'm over here. Sorry.
well, that was Steve's assessment of Frankenstein. Let us know down below if you agree with them, if you don't, if you liked it, if you hated it. The book, not the review, but
Yeah, what is
and
that style? Like Dracula, it was written with letters or whatever. There's a word for that.
yeah,
Can't think
we're
of
too
it.
lazy to
So,
look it up. So
yeah, tell us what that is. And while you're doing that, hit the like button. Lets us know you liked it. Is one mechanism. The other is it lets the algorithm know you liked it. So maybe it'll serve you more like this. Maybe you'll get some stuff from Secret Fire or Book Graveyard or Pulp Mortem or Jeff's Cave of Cool Books or Garage Geek or Geeks Love Dogs. I could name all the BookTube channels, but that would take too long and I would forget some. Infinite Text. There's one. I almost forgot. Anyway, yeah, hit the like, subscribe, hit the notification thing. It does help us. We appreciate it.
yeah. Okay, so now I'm gonna close the book where I left off, which is I think on page 10. All right, well that's gonna wrap up take 2 of Frankenstein or the Modern Prometheus. I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
The next time you're looking for something to read,
Check yourself.
the monster's like, that's offensive.
Why would you do that? He reminded me a lot of Javier Bardem's character in No Country for Old Men. I have known misery. I will make your life miserable. You really don't have to do that. Yes, I do.
Not to be confused with Tom Bodett.
We'll leave the light on for you.